Yo, what up guys, I'm Sammy and welcome back to the Soul Brothers channel. And in this video, I'm going to be doing a versus comparison between the Under Armour Curry 8, or I guess the Curry brand Curry 8, right? And then the Nike Kyrie 7. So there is a bit of a price discrepancy between both of these shoes. So the Kyrie 7 is going for 130 bucks. And then the Curry 8 is going for 160 bucks. So $30 price difference is a good amount of money, I would say. I don't know why they upped the price so much for the Curry Flow 8, but you know, they're both very good performers. They're both signature shoes for very popular athletes in the NBA, and I thought it'd be a good comparison video. If you guys do want to cop either of these shoes, I'll leave a link in the description box, but let's get it started off with the Tracciones, and I would have to say the Curry 8 is way better, right? So the Kyrie 7, the only thing it has going for it is this, you know, the outsole curvature. And I really like the outsole curvature. If you look at the Curry 8, it doesn't really do that as much. It's just way flatter. You don't really get this type of motion as much. So I like that for the Kyrie 7. But other than that, I mean, the stop is better than the Curry 8. It's more durable. It's way more consistent as well, right? So the Kyrie 7, it was good. Overall, it was pretty good. It's just sometimes I would slide out a little bit. It wasn't as consistent as a Curry 8 like I just said. And the durability is just horrendous. And Nike, you guys should be ashamed of yourselves for letting foam beat you guys out for durability. How does foam fare better than a rubber outsole on an outdoor court? Are you kidding me? That makes no sense, right? So the Kyrie 7, my first pair, this is my second pair. This is pretty much a brand new shoe. But my first pair, which I tested on the outdoor court, is just, that's the one that I did the chop shop on. That shoe is just, I literally bare bones. Like the outsole was pretty much all the way worn down. So I couldn't really play in it anymore. So I had to get another pair and all that. So yeah, it's not durable at all. And it's pretty sad at how bad the durability was on that shoe. So yeah, the Curry 8 is pretty much way better. All right, moving on to the heel to toe transition. I would say the Curry 8 is a little bit more smooth, right? So here in the heel, you have a nice curved shape, but the Curry 8 has a little bit more compression. The Kyrie 7 is a little bit more stiff, you know what I'm saying? And then here in the forefoot, you also have a very nice curved shape in both of the shoes, but the Curry 8 just flexes way easier than the Kyrie 7. As you guys can see, it doesn't really flex it doesn't really flex as much. So the Curry 8 feels overall a little bit smoother, especially when you're running down the court. The Kyrie 7, it's still smooth, just not as smooth, you know? All right, moving on to the cushioning setup. So they're both, they're a little different, I would say, right? So the Curry 8 uses a full-length flow cushion, and it's soft. It feels great. There's really nothing in the forefoot though. It definitely gets really thin. Like you feel very low to the ground here in the forefoot. Here in the heel, you definitely do get a little bit of compression. It's soft and all that, especially when you're running on the court. You can feel how soft the cushion is. The Kyrie 7 though, the foam is pretty trash. I mean, in the review I said it was pretty nice. There's a little bit of compression. Still like not that nice, especially comparing it with the Curry 8. There is a Zoom turbo unit here in the forefoot though, which feels great. I had to break it in a little bit, but once I did, it definitely feels bouncy and feels awesome. As far as the overall court feel goes, I would say the Curry 8 feels a little bit lower to the ground. Impact protection, I would say, is around the same. And maybe for heel strikes, the Curry 8 is a little bit better, but the Kyrie 7 is not entirely horrible. It's just that the Curry 8 is pretty damn soft, and it bottomed out a little bit. So it wasn't like the best for impact protection, but it was adequate. So it all depends on what you like. You know, if you want like a more like responsive, like softer cushion, then go with the Curry 8. If you want that zoom bounce, you know, like from the Zoom turbo unit here in the forefoot, then definitely go with the Kyrie 7s. For me personally, I just like how the Curry 8 feels, and it's just soft and all that. So I will have to go with the Curry 8. All right, moving on to the materials. So this is pretty interesting, right? So if you feel the thickness of the materials, I don't know why, but the Kyrie 7 feels a little bit thinner. And it's just a really thin material here in the Kyrie 7. It's super thin. It feels very minimal on foot. I really like it. And of course, the Kyrie 7 has a tongue and also a little bit of padding here in the ankle area. And so does the Curry 8 though, but then like it doesn't have a tongue. So what the Curry 8 has is a very stretchy knit material where the tongue's supposed to be, and that stretches over your foot. I really like that. And to be honest, I don't know which one I like better. You know, I do like the padding here in the Kyrie 7 tongue, but like I said, I like the stretchy material here. So it's a toss-up. I like both. It also depends on what you guys like as well. But the overall material, obviously the Curry 8 is better. The knit, it just feels a little bit cozier, a little bit more comfortable, and it's still pretty damn, or actually really minimal. It's just crazy how minimal the Kyrie 7 feels on foot. But anyways, yeah, I would say the Curry 8 feels better. I also really like the stretchy material here in the ankle collar area. Just makes the shoe really easy to put on and also take off. It's not like the Kyrie 7 was difficult, but it's just way easier in the Curry 8, you know? So the materials in both of the shoes on foot feel great. It's just I like the Curry 8 a little bit more. All right, moving on to the support and lockdown. No issues at all for me in either of the shoes, but the Kyrie 7 I would say is a little bit more supportive. So for me, I am definitely a lighter, smaller guy on the court, and I felt a little bit of like my foot moving around in the shoe a little bit, just because this knit material is pretty soft, you know? The Kyrie 7, my foot wasn't really moving around at all anywhere. Lateral containment was good, and no matter what your size is, the Kyrie 7 is probably gonna be good for you guys. The Curry 8, if you're a little bit bigger, just watch out for the lateral containment. I'm not saying it's horrible or anything, it's just my foot was moving around a little bit, so you'll probably experience a little bit more of that. It's not a deal breaker or anything, I don't think, but just be careful. And if you want absolute support, go with the Kyrie 7. Of course, if you want a little bit more ankle support as well, go with the Kyrie 7. It goes a little bit higher up on the ankle bone, and if you tighten these like last two eyelets pretty damn tight, you get a good amount of like ankle movement restriction. Not a good amount, I would say a little bit, but it's definitely way better than the Curry 8. Alright, moving on to the fit. I went true to size for the Kyrie 7, and I went up half a size for the Curry 8. And once I did that, they both fit me like a glove, you know? So the Curry 8, my toe literally goes right to the edge after going up half a size, and same with the Kyrie 7. Width-wise, I would say it's around the same. Maybe the Kyrie 7 is a little bit narrower. And then here in the toe box, the Kyrie 7 is a little bit tighter. It's crazy how tight the shoe is here in the toe box. The Curry 8 is still definitely snug, but then like this knit material stretches out a little bit, especially after you break it in. So it gets a little bit roomier, but for me personally, they both fit me very well. All right, moving on to the weight. So obviously the Curry 8 is going to be lighter, right? So yeah, 10.79 ounces. And then the Kyrie 7 is 12.10 ounces. So, I mean, the Kyrie 7 is still pretty light. Actually, a little bit lighter than average. The average weight of my shoes is around 12.5 ounces. But the Curry 8 just takes it to another level. And it's just extremely light, extremely minimal shoe. And the Kyrie 7 feels a little bottom heavy, especially here in the forefoot, because obviously they have the Zoom turbo unit in here, and you guys can see the outsole and like this forefoot clip. So it feels a little bottom heavy here. The Curry 8 just feels a little bit more like balanced in the weight distribution of the shoe. So the Curry 8 feels better in that way, and also, like I said, more minimal and lighter. Alright, moving on to the ventilation. Curry 8 is better. You have this knit material with ventilation holes, so there's a little bit more airflow than the Kyrie 7. As far as the aesthetics go, I will have to say, probably the Kyrie 7, I would say. You know, the Kyrie 7 looks dope. I love the colorways that are coming out. The bread colorway looks sick. The Curry 8, this colorway is out, and there's like this white and gold colorway that looks pretty cool. And I definitely like how this shoe looks. I just like the Kyrie 7 a little bit more. So tell us what you guys think looks better down in the comment section below. So wrapping things up, yeah, for me personally, it's gonna have to be the Curry 8. Right? It's overall just the better performer. The outsole, it has a better bite. It's more durable, sadly, for the Kyrie 7. The cushion, I like better personally. The materials are better. It's higher quality. It's lighter. It's more minimal. For me, it was just as supportive. But you know, if you're a little bit heavier, I would say just be careful on that. So yeah, for me personally, I'd have to go with the Curry 8. It's a banger. The Kyrie 7 is a solid performer, and if you need to save money, the Kyrie 7 is definitely a good option. And also, if you tried like the Kyrie 5 and the Kyrie 6 and you really like how that shoe feels and you like how Kyrie's play, then obviously go with the Kyrie 7. But just try out the Curry 8. I feel like you guys will definitely like this. So that about wraps up this versus video. Hope to help you guys out. If you guys want to cop either of these shoes, I'll leave a link in the description box. But that's it. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.